Okay, I want to specify two different things before starting this video. Number one, by all Digimon from season 2 of Digimon, I mean just the Digimon that the Digidestin had, not really any other Digimon because there were so many in that season, I can't count them all. Oh, and number two, yes, this is titled me complaining about all the Digimon. Honestly, these are like really petty shit that I'm talking about. It did not hinder my experience when I watched the season, especially when I was younger. The season was my favorite season. When I grew up and I rewatched all the seasons, not all the seasons, but I think the first three, when I rewatched the seasons, season 1 was actually my favorite. So I still like the season, but there are things that I feel like I can complain about it, I can critique it on. So I'm gonna talk about all the Digimon, starting with the one that I have the least problem with. And this also includes all of their like Digivolutions and stuff like that. I don't remember all their names, so that's gonna be a problem. But I'll put up little pictures of them when I'm talking about them. Okay. Okay. Number one, the Digimon that I had the least problem with was actually Armadillomon. The thing about it was that when the Digimon in that season Armor Digivolved into other like different creature type Digimon things, it was kind of hinting that the new Digidestin, like the three new ones, Davis, Cody, and Yuli, had traits of the old Digidestin from the first season. And for Cody specifically, it was the Crest of Reliability from Joe and the Crest of Knowledge for Izzy. And the problem I had with it, I think this might be like a translation problem, or it might be like a not understanding like the previous season problem or anything like that, because I think in the original Japanese version of the seasons, the crests were different. I don't know if it's like Mimi didn't actually have sincerity, maybe it was something else. I think some of the crests were different, not all of them, but some of them. And I don't really recall exactly what they were in the Japanese version because I only ever watched the English version. Yes, I'm a dub diehard. Go fuck yourself. I'm just kidding. But the problem I had was that when they would digivolve into like the Armor Digivolution type things, is they would say what crest they were representing. Like when Gatomon did it, she went Nefertimon, the Angel of Light, and Kari had the Crest of Light. Or I forget Patamon's, but he said like Flying Hope or something like that, and TK's was the Crest of Hope. But when Armadillomon would digivolve with the Armor Digivolution, when he would do it and he would turn into Digmon, he would say the Drill of Power. I think there was only one episode. For the life of me, I don't remember what this episode was. I think Izzy might have been in it. I have no idea. But he said the Drill of Knowledge, and then he said, I used to call myself the Drill of Power, but I think Knowledge makes more sense. And I'm like, yeah, because that's the fucking crest you're representing. And then the second one was, I believe it was the first time we saw Submorimon, which I actually kind of like Submorimon. He's a cute little design. But the first time we saw Submorimon was I think he said, the Guardian of the Sea. I'm Submorimon, the Guardian of the Sea. And then I think every time after that, he went into saying the Reliable Guardian of the Sea, because it was the crest of reliability, which was Joe's. And so he had to make note, like, this is the crest I'm representing. Honestly, it was just really funny because it's like, that's a mouthful. I always thought the crest of reliability was a mouthful, but you know, whatever. I guess that's the one I maybe have the least problem with, as opposed to Wormmon. Now, Wormmon is my favorite Digimon that came out of that season because for some fucking reason, I just have a thing with bugs. Like, if you guys know me, my fucking favorite Pokemon type is bug type. It's super weak, not a lot of people like them, they're always infesting every single generation of Pokemon, but I fucking love bug types. And when I saw, I fucking loved Tentomon and all of his Digivolutions when in the first season. I fucking loved Tentomon so much, and just his little personality, he was so cute. But I love Wormmon, and he never got an Armor Digivolution. And I always make the joke, I guess it's not really a joke, kind of half true kind of thing, that it was all Davis's fault that he never got a Digivolution. It was technically Ken's fault, but I'm just gonna say it's all Davis's fault. Because if you guys remember, in the episode where I guess they were taking down the base, I forget exactly what was happening, but they found Ken's Digi-Egg, and it was like the golden Digi-Egg, and it turned Vmon into Magnamon, I think was the name of the Digimon. I forget. Um, there are a lot of similar names in that in the fucking show. Like what was it? I don't know, but there were a lot of similar names. And the thing is, that was Ken's Digi-Egg. That should have been the thing that Wormmon used to Digi-Armor energize and all that. And it didn't happen because he used the egg, and then after that, the egg disappeared for some fucking reason. I don't know, maybe it was too OP. And then Wormmon only got his Digivolution with Stingmon, and then he in turn did the whole like DNA Digivolution with Pyeldramon and Imperial Dramon, which I still remember my brother having a little action figure of Imperial Dramon where you could change it from fighter mode to like flying mode or whatever, like the original mode to like the fighter mode and stuff like that, and it was so cool. I remember playing with that thing just so much, just switching it between like the different modes. It was such a cool little thing. I wonder if he still has it. But that's the only thing that really annoyed me about Wormmon, because other than that, I love that guy. Other than that, I love that guy. Who's next? Hawkmon. Hawkmon had 2 Digi-Armor Revolution things. I can't say it completely. One of them was, I forget the winged one, because I know his one when he goes to Champion is Aquilamon, but I forget the winged one when he Digi-Armor energizes or whatever. But the other one, the quote-unquote, was it supposed to be a samurai? Shurimon? Yeah, because he says the samurai of sincerity. Okay, yes. He was supposed to be a samurai. And this is kind of like, I want to kind of mix this in with the problem I have with Gatomon the entire season. But Gatomon is kind of like, she's the one I had the most problem with the entire season. But the thing about Shurimon is that every single one of his attacks was for some reason double star. Like, go back, watch the season, watch every single fucking time Shurimon is on screen. Every single attack he does, no matter what it is, he's throwing his, like, samurai stars? Ninja stars? I don't know what they are. But he's throwing his stars and he always says double star. Like, no matter what the attack looks like, no matter what's going on, it's always just double star. And I'm like, they couldn't have thought of any other names at all. Anything. They couldn't have kept it. It's consistent. Just consistently stupid. Oh my god, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Okay, Vmon. I was always upset with Vmon's name because I like the name Vmon, but then his like in training form is Demi Vmon, and then his champion form is X Vmon, and I'm like, okay, we get it, you're Vmon, give us a break. But the thing is, like, when he turned into X Vmon, he had he had an attack called V Laser, where he would take the symbol in the middle of his like chest and stomach, and a laser would like shoot out of it, you know? But the thing is, he would call it V-Laser, but it was an X, because he's X-Vmon, so wouldn't it make more sense if he called it X-Laser? Also, another thing is he had 2 Digi-Armor evolutions, which were Raidramon and Flamedramon. I can't believe I fucking remember those names. But Flamedramon was Courage? Because he was Ties. I think it was Courage. I can't remember. I can't fucking remember. And Raidramon was Friendship because he was Matt's. And the thing is, as soon as they found Matt's like egg with his crest on it, was technically Davis's, but you know what I mean. And Raidramon was a thing. Flamedramon just didn't exist anymore. Like maybe like every like 1 or 2 times during like in like 10 episodes or something. If it's a span of 10 episodes, you'd see Flamedramon like maybe 1 or 2 times, but then it would never be like in the forefront of a battle or anything. It would always be in the background, like, hey, we just did something, and I was Flamedramon during this, and I'm gonna digivolve back into Vmon, because we don't need to do this anymore. And I think the thing with that is because Raidramon, like, most, if not all of the Digimon that season for the Digidestin could be ridden, and I think that's what they were trying to do with, like, Raidramon. Because he could be ridden, so he's always riding him everywhere. Oh god, who's left? Patamon and Gatomon. Okay, I have problems with these two. Number one, when Patamon, in the first season, they tried to do the whole thing with, like, Patamon and Gatomon, TK and Kari, they were the 2 young Digidestin. So I guess they wanted to link up their Digimon, so Patamon would turn into Angemon and Gatomon would turn into Angewomon. My problem with that is they never got over that. They never got over pairing TK and Kari together. So now it was Nefertimon, and I forget other one's name. I forget Patamon's Digivolution's name when he does the thing with the egg and all that. I forget that name completely. But they would always be together because they had, for some reason, they had moves together and they looked similar in some way. And like, it was supposed to be like, I guess, reminiscent of the whole Angemon, Angewomon thing. But that was like so much better. I don't know. But the thing is, even after they were able to digivolve into their champion forms again, once the control spires started coming down. I remember the name of those things, by the way. Once the control spires started coming down, they were able to transform into their champion forms again. TK would still not have Patamon transform into Angemon, like barely ever, unless Kari wasn't there. Because they always had to do the whole thing, do the whole rigmarole with the thing together. And and I'm like, I kind of just want to see Angemon more. I want my Angemon. I love Angemon. It still upset me that the only time we got to see Magna Angemon was in the first season, like the last few episodes, and then I think in like one episode in the second season. But still, if you don't count, I think maybe the ending. I don't know. I think they all transform there. I don't know. But then that leads me into my problem with Gatomon. And Gatomon was the one that I had a problem with the entire fucking season. The entire fucking season I had a problem with this fucking bitch. I love Gatomon to death. I thought she was one of my favorite parts in season 1. One of my favorite. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites. And I had such a problem with her. Here's my main problem with Gatomon, is that Gatomon is a champion. Gatomon is inherently a champion level Digimon. She mentions it several times. It was a very interesting thing in season 1 when you would have Greymon and Garurumon and all of them losing to a tiny cat. You know, that was the thing about it. But then you put her in a team with all the others and she's still Gatomon, and she needs to do this thing where she like digivolves with the egg, which makes no sense because it's not really stated, but it's hinted at that all of these like digivolutions where they digivolve with the eggs are similar in power to a champion level Digimon. And actually several times once they transform into champions, they actually, when they're able to, they actually prefer digivolving into the champion level as opposed to the Digi-Armor energized thing. Because apparently the champions are a little bit stronger, I don't know. But then Gatomon would have like this other, and it's only, here's the thing, I know why it's done. Number 1, it's done so that she can have another thing with TK, and number 2, it's done so that Kari can actually ride her. I know why it's done, but it's so annoying because it's not actually any more powerful. She's not any more powerful or any weaker when she digivolves into Nefertimon versus when she de-digivolves into Gatomon. She is not any more powerful or any less powerful. And then, at one point, here's another thing. At one point, what was it? Oh yeah, another thing I had a problem with Nefertimon is the exact opposite thing I had a problem with Shurimon. Shurimon, every single one of his moves was double star, for some reason. Every single one of them. Nefertimon, on the other hand, could not figure out what her fucking moves were. Nefertimon had 3 fucking moves. Rosetta Stone, Cat's Eye Beam, and Queen's Paw, I believe. And here's the thing, the 3 moves look like this. One of them was that a light would shoot out of her back and like a stone would shoot out of the light, I don't know. And then another one was she had this like ornament on top of her head that had like snake eyes or something, and it would shoot out lasers. And then the third one was that the braces on her arms, or like on her front paws, would shoot out lasers. And you would think, okay, paws, that's Queen's Paw. The eye thing on the top of the head, that's Cat's Eye Beam. And the thing coming out the back, that's clearly Rosetta Stone. But the first time she ever transformed into Nefertimon, I remember this significantly. She says Rosetta Stone, but it looks like she uses Queen's Paw. And then at some point she says Cat's Eye Beam, but then again it looks like she's using Queen's Paw. And then it like, for some reason she can't get her fucking moves straight. I think this is a problem with the directing they had for the dub. because I'm pretty sure in the sub it was not like this at all. Whatever her moves were whatever her moves were. But the dub had such a problem with staying consistent with the fucking moves. And it was so obvious with Nefertimon because she had 3 very distinct moves that you could understand why they were called what they were called. And she almost never, like, actually stuck to them, like, between episodes. Like, I think the only one that she stuck to, after the first time she was shown was Rosetta Stone, being the one that comes out of her back with the light in the stone. Because I think that's the only one that people would actually clock you for missing, for like misinterpreting. That's clearly not any kind of beam. That's not a queen's paw. That's a Rosetta Stone, because it's literally a stone. And, God. And then, they also talk about, like, the DNA digivolving being, equal to the power of an ultimate. And then, which, it was kind of, it wasn't really a letdown, but I know, like, after the first season, the Digimon couldn't, they mentioned how after the first season, the Digimon couldn't digivolve into their ultimate forms, which, after a while, they actually, something happened in this second season, I forget what it was, but they were able to, and they all did it, like, once or twice in, like, the span of, like, a 5-episode period or something like that. And then never again, because again they had to give up their powers. And I'm like, come on, guys. I want to see Lilymon. I want to see Angelomon. I want to see, what's his fucking name? Weregarurumon. I want to see them all, and it almost never happens. But yeah, that was me complaining about all of the Digimon from Digimon Season 2. Here's the thing. I like Season 2. I do. And I'm not saying this as like, oh, this is condemning things, this is why the season is bad or stuff. This is just stupid, shitty stuff that I like to nitpick at. I find it fun to just nitpick this stuff because it's like, it's so stupid once you figure it out. Once you start noticing the shit, it's so stupid. Oh my god. I really do like the season. Again, it's not my favorite season. Last time I watched Digimon, Season 1 was my favorite. So I'm not saying anything bad about it or saying it's like, oh, it's the worst season in existence, whatever. To me personally, I'm not a fan of Season 4, and I never watched Season 5 or anything beyond it because I was kind of bored. Truthfully, I was kind of bored. I think I tried. I tried. But out of Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3, Season 1 was my favorite, so still holding like nostalgic feelings for that season. But that's just my stupidly nitpicking and complaining about all the Digimon in Season 2, or at least all the Digidestined Digimon. If you have any comments, leave it in the comment section below. But that's all the time I got for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like and comment in the comment section below. If you want to see more, check them out on Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, and support me on Ko-fi or my Not Safe for Work Patreon if you guys are willing. But thank you all so much for watching. This is Purple Zebra signing off, calling for a blackout.